So many things have been going through my mind since I got that email from UKVI. I have actually been going through my options. So I've been thinking maybe I should move back to Nigeria and just start a business. We probably will be able to raise some capital to start the business between now and when we are required to leave the UK. Or maybe I should just quickly finish my US registration process, apply for a job in the US, and then we can move to US without getting ILR, without getting citizenship. Or maybe I should just apply for another job in the UK with certificate of sponsorship and then reapply for the indefinite leave to remain. Honestly, I've been so depressed and everything is just all over the place right now. So I have finally received my updates from UKVI, the final update about this ILR application process. I have finally received their verdict and I have arrived at a conclusion. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Hey guys, welcome back. So I actually wanted to carry you guys along this whole ILR application process, and I wanted to let you guys know that I already got my final feedback from UKVI. Let's just talk about it. So for the past couple of weeks, I've been really depressed. Like, I lost interest in a lot of things. After I got that email from UKVI about the whole COS issue and everything, you know what, if you are new to this, if you are just hearing this for the first time, I'm going to leave a link to that video up there so you can watch it and then catch up and you know how we got to this stage. So after I got that email, remember guys that I've been waiting and waiting for UKVI to get back to me. I waited for a very long time and they did not get back to me. You know what, I'm just going to say a brief summary of what happened, okay? So 5 years ago, I came into the UK with my husband on a skilled worker visa, and just a few weeks ago, we applied for ILR because we were both due for ILR, and then we got a feedback from UKVI about my certificate of sponsorship. So the thing is that the company that brought me over to the UK sold some of their homes to another company, and this company that took over the homes is still where I'm working with right now, but they did not give me a new certificate of sponsorship. So even though I'm still working in the same home that brought me over to the UK, I've been in this home for the past 5 years, I did not get a new certificate of sponsorship when my employers changed, and so UKVI flagged that up and they wanted me to submit a new certificate of sponsorship from my new employer, but my new employer refused to give me a new certificate of sponsorship because they said my certificate of sponsorship with the former employer is still valid and I'm not required, or they are not going to give me a new certificate of sponsorship. So I sent that reply to UKVI and I've been waiting for their feedback. So we've been waiting for a very long time because I felt like after submitting these required documents, they should get back to me within the next few days, right? If you remember the last video that I posted about this whole ILR application nightmare thing, I actually said I was going to be checking my email every single day, and hopefully, because it was on a weekend, then almost a weekend, I think I sent the application back to them on a Thursday or Friday, I'm not sure. So I was thinking that maybe the next day I'm going to get the feedback, the final feedback, but the final feedback did not come. I waited the whole weekend. In fact, that was like the longest weekend ever, and it still did not come. Even the public holiday came and left, it did not come. Another weekend came and left, it did not come. It got to a point that I just stopped checking my email because I was so disappointed every time I go to my email to check, thinking that I will get a reply from UKVI. And when I see that there's nothing there, then I get devastated, and I just told my husband that, you know what, I'm not even going to check this anymore because this thing is actually draining my energy. So the days went on slowly, the weeks passed, and I just gave up on it. I was actually already thinking of my plan B. So I had other plans. I was like, maybe we should just move back to Nigeria, because if my ILR is rejected, that is £6,770 wasted down the drain. If it's rejected, I don't think I want to cough up that amount anymore to apply for another ILR. So I was thinking maybe I should just like save up some money right now, raise capital, move back to Nigeria, start a business and forget about the UK. Or maybe I should just like quickly finish my US registration. So you guys know I already passed NCLEX. It's just that I am not ready to move to the US right now, so I did not really pursue that application further. But if I am to pursue it now, I'll just apply for a visa screen certificate and then start applying for jobs. So that was another option. I was like, if it doesn't go well, if the email comes and the ILR application is rejected, I'll maybe look to that option as a plan B or a plan C. Or another option that I was thinking of was to get another job with certificate of sponsorship. I actually got a job with the NHS, but I did not start that job because they wanted me to start immediately, and I did not want to start immediately because I was thinking, why should I go and like change my visa, apply for a new visa when I'm going to apply for ILR very soon? That would be like waste of funds. So I did not start that job. So I was thinking maybe I should reapply, start that job, get the certificate of sponsorship, and then reapply for ILR again. But that would mean that I have to pay that amount again for ILR, which I don't think is worth it. I don't think it's a good idea to do that. So it brings me back to my plan B, which is move to Nigeria, start a business, or move to the US. But I'm really not ready to move to the US right now. That would be another video for another day, but I don't think I want to move to US right now. So anyway, the days continued like that, the weeks continued like that. I gave up on everything. I did not want to come on social media. If you see, during the past 2 months, my videos have been like all over the place. I think in the month of April, I only uploaded like 2 or 3 times because guys, I was really depressed that period. Social media was the last thing on my mind. I did not want to go to work. I hated going to work. Going to work then was just for the money. Social media, YouTube, Instagram, it was far away from my mind. I know there are some people right now that are still waiting for me to comment on their questions, to answer their questions on YouTube. If you're watching this video, I apologize. I was not in the right frame of mind then. I was just like going through the days, just dragging myself along the days, and I was not really interested in anything at that point. So anyway, let's not digress too much. So I gave up on the whole checking the emails, checking to see if they've replied. So it even got to a point that I started calling other of my colleagues that worked in the same company that I am working, just to know how they went through that ILR phase and how they got their ILR approved. But what most of them were saying was that, you know, the thing is that these new rules, this checking your documents with double set of glasses started after this new immigration changes started. So when they did their ILR, it was just straightforward. They did not even ask for COS from current employer. They just approved it and they got their ILR. So it was as if this difficulty phase started with my application, and there are other people in my shoes and we were just like in the same boat together, which was actually why I filmed and released that first video, because I know that there are people that were in the same boat as I was then. So anyway, let's just continue. So I was not getting any positive feedback. See guys, let me even tell you, I called UKVI on 2 occasions. I called them to find out like what's going on. I already submitted the supporting information that you guys requested for. Why am I not hearing back from you guys? And the first guy that picked my call, in fact, I wish I can swear for that guy. The first guy that picked my call was very negative. He was just like, well, if they ask for additional documents, you just have to wait and then they will get back to you when they've made their decision, blah, 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 blah. So I was even more particular about what about the money I paid for priority? Is it going to be refunded? And the guy was like, no, it's not going to be refunded. It is not their fault that they asked for other documents. So your money is gone, it's gone. You have to wait for 6 months, blah, 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 blah. Oh, Jesus Christ. I was like, I have to wait for 6 months. I have to wait in this state for 6 months to know if it's going to be approved or if it's going to be rejected. God, that is something that I did not even want to think of at all. Anyway, I ignored that. And then I think 2 or 3 days later, I decided to call UKVI again to find out about my application. And this time, the person that answered the call was a bit nicer. It's just that he did not have enough information and he kept on saying he's going to ask so this person, he's going to transfer my call to so person. And at the end of the day, the call just dropped. So I did not get any feedback. Although he was nicer, at least he was not negative, but he was not really helpful. So I think it was after that call I decided to just give up. Like I decided to just forget about it. Just remove your mind from it and forget about it. So I continued going to work normally. My days just went on normally. And then one afternoon, I remember that afternoon because I went to work the night before and then I came back and then I slept. I think that should be around 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock because my daughter usually keeps me awake between that 2 o'clock. So when I get back from work, I sleep from like, let's say 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock, and then by 2 o'clock, I'm already awake because that's the time she's very, very active. So she keeps me awake from 2 o'clock. So 2 o'clock, I was awake and I was like, you know what? Let me just check my email and just see if anything new is there. So I logged into my email and behold, I've received the email. Actually, the email came in the morning, but I did not know until the afternoon after I have slept and woke up. So I got the email from UKVI about the updates, ILR updates, and can I say this? I was really, really scared to open that email. It just took me a long time to open the email. So as soon as I opened that email, the first thing I saw was your application for indefinite leave to remain in the UK has been successful. Seriously, guys, I'm so sorry for this suspense. I'm so sorry for this suspense, guys. The ILR was successful. I have my ILR now, so even filming this video after I've received the ILR, but the excitement is just rushing back in as if it just happened. And I was all over the place. I was jumping, I was screaming, I was shouting. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I finally have my ILR. I finally have my ILR. I was so overwhelmed, guys. So I took a screenshot of it and I sent it to my husband because remember I used my email for the 2 applications. So I sent my own to my husband, and I went back to my email to check for his own. I saw his own and the same thing. Your ILR has been approved. Oh my God. After all the tension, it has finally been approved, and then they said they are going to send my BROP card within the next 7 to 10 working days. But this did not even take 7. I think it was like the next day or 2 days later, my ILR was delivered to my house. So guys, I'm so happy. I'm so excited right now. I'm so happy right now. Like, I cannot believe it. I seriously cannot believe it. I finally have my ILR. The past 5 years in the UK was not in vain. I don't have to move to Nigeria to start a business anytime soon. I don't have to move to the US anytime soon. Well, I need to get a new job, but I don't have to get a new COS with the job. And to think that now I can apply for public funds, I can send my daughter to daycare and know that the government is going to pay a part of it. Finally, all the money I paid for tax, I'm going to start reaping the benefits now. So, okay, let's go back to this video. So now that I've received my ILR, what's next? What's the next plan? What am I planning to do in the next 2 or 3 years? So let's see. I'll probably start a new business. I don't know yet. I'm thinking maybe I should start a new business by the side because, of course, I can start a business now. I can own a company now. I'm going to be working full-time agency because I want to start a business. I need to raise capital to start the business. So I'm going to be doing full-time agency for some time. So after working full-time agency for some time to raise capital, I'm going to join one of the hospital trusts. So we don't really call it NHS Trust here, we call it HSC. So I'm going to join one of the HSC trusts, most likely the one closest to me, so I can get some much needed hospital experience. I can't believe I spent 5 whole years in a nursing home. Guys, don't do that. Don't do that. That is one of my biggest regrets. See guys, if you want me to do a video about my top regrets that I have in the UK, mistakes I've made so far, let me know in the comment section. I'm open to that. So anyway, I'm going to join the hospital. I'm going to get some hospital experience down, UK hospital experience. Then what else am I going to do? It just feels like I have a lot of opportunities that I can actually benefit from now. It seems like the doors have been opened and there are some things that I was restricted to, some things that I could not do before I got ILR. Now I have no restrictions. I can do most of the things I want to do. I can decide to stop working as a nurse. Of course, I'm not going to do that, but I can decide to be a care assistant. I can decide to get an admin job. I can decide to just be a what? What's the other job? Maybe an artist or whatever. I don't need certificate or sponsorship anymore. So anyway, I'm so excited, guys. I'm really so excited, and thank you so much for all the comments, for all the heartfelt prayers and wishes I got during this whole process. Thank you for everyone that was so supportive. Nanelle was one of my strong stone. So she was really encouraging me during this period, and thank you so much. And every other person that contributed in one way or the other, thank you so much. So guys, I'm going to end this video here. You guys should expect more videos from me. Because now this girl's mind is now like shifted into the business space. I'm now a businesswoman. If you are seeing my face for the first time, hello, my name is Scholastica, and on this channel I talk about how you can travel abroad without spending money on travel agents. So if that is something you're interested in, then make sure you click the subscribe button below. And to all my returning subscribers, I love you guys. You are absolutely fabulous from head to toe, and I love you. Until next time, stay fabulous. Bye.